Welcome to our channel Rascolebla Reviews. In this video, I am going to share review of MG Motor 4 EV. So far though, modern-day MGs have been purely rational purchases, as everything other than range and price tends to be average at best, and most praise qualified with for the money. In these inflationary times, there is lots to be said for value motoring, of course, but all things being equal, you would prefer a car that inspired some joy. The MG4 EV is different. It's the first of potentially many good cars to come from MG. It impressed when we first drove it, and proved to be the superior electric hatchback. Unlike previous electric MGs such as the MG ZS EV and MG5, the MG4 was designed as a ground-up EV. It's the first car to use the brand's new modular scalable platform, which is natively rear-wheel drive, supports wheelbases ranging from 2,650 to 3,100 mm and batteries from 4,150 kWh, as well as an additional front motor for high-performance four-wheel drive versions. The battery forms an integral part of the car's structure and is designed to be just 110 mm thick to make sure that hatchbacks and saloons actually feel like low cars. Intriguingly, MG claims the architecture is also designed for 800V applications and to integrate with battery swap systems, such as the one that NIO is starting to roll out in Germany. For the time being, the MG4 is less ambitious, as is only fair for a mid-sized hatchback. It sticks with 400V and is powered by a 51 kWh, 50, 8 kWh usable, 64 kWh, 61, 7 kWh usable, or 77 kWh, 74, 4 kWh usable battery. The smallest pack is a lithium iron phosphate unit, while the two bigger ones are nickel cobalt manganese. Most versions are also rear drive only, thanks to a single rear motor with 168 bhp in the case of the standard range model, 201 bhp for the long-range version or 241 bhp for the extended range. If you need four-wheel drive or simply want to accelerate very quickly, there is also the 429 bhp dual-motor MG 4X Power. The design of the MG4 is notably more hatchback-like than a lot of its crossover-leaning rivals. At 4,287 mm in length, it is also a fair bit shorter than the Kia Niro EV and the VW ID3 and Cupra Born twins. Its closest analog is the Renault Megane E-Tech Electric, but the Citroën A, C4 and Peugeot E2008 are gunning for the same buyers too, as will the electric versions of the Peugeot 308 and Vauxhall Astra when they hit the market. In this crowded segment, the MG4 needs to stand out, so its design represents a big departure from the slightly derivative styling of the SAIC-era MGs we've seen so far. The small wheels mean there's still an air of budget car to the MG4 in the metal, but with its big headlights, busy slashes and strakes, and the bold black unit that incorporates the rear lights and the boot spoiler, it certainly makes a statement. Ever since MG's relaunch under SAIC, it has been positioned as a budget brand, and it is arguably a greater challenge to create a good budget car interior than it is when there is the latitude to cover every surface in metal and leather. It is an art that Dacia has mastered, but MG is still learning. With that said, the MG4 is a world away from the original MG5. Immediately, the MG4 feels inviting because the driving position is so well conceived. It is unashamedly a hatchback in a world of SUVs and sits the driver low down in the car, legs outstretched, and with a generous amount of steering column adjustment. The manually adjustable cloth seat in our entry-level SE test car are a little basic but feel hard-wearing and far from unpleasant. We prefer them to the electric part leatherette items in the posher models, which somehow feel of lower quality and aren't quite as supportive. The plastics are mostly hard and scratchy, but with a few soft-touch concessions on the dashboard and armrests. Almost everything feels reasonably solid and well screwed together, and switches have a decent heft to them. The one strange and unfortunate decision is that, while there is some soft vinyl on the door card, the top of the door, where you might occasionally put your elbow, is covered with textured plastic that's hard and unpleasant, yet can be permanently scratched with your. At first glance, Adjusting the climate control is done exclusively using small on-screen buttons